Hello, world. Welcome or welcome back. I'm Goddess Dawn. It's Sunday, March 8th, 2020, and I'm back live, baby. Hi, Priscilla, my sis. Thank you so much for being here, having my back. I appreciate you. To everybody else in the bushes, what's happening? Yada, dada. My warrior sister, welcome back. Thank you for also having my back. I got my sisters by my side. Feeling good. Hi, Alie. Beautiful one. What's happening, Wayne? Wow, back to you. I'm gonna just get this show on the road. It's Sunday. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend, a wonderful day today. We have a lot going on, but over here we kind of talk about a couple of things consistently. One of those being R. Kelly, aka R. Smelly, Rico, Sylvester. We have a new name I think we're gonna unveil too later. But with that being said, we're going to start with, there's a lot of things going on astrologically that have to do with the smaller things going on here in this world. So I want to talk a little about that. We're also going to touch on the coronavirus. All right. They're trying to make us, they're trying to put all the fear in us so we can collectively have a fear-based society, and we should not be going for that. But for now, we'll start with some astrology. The current planetary alignment is one that's being called historic by astrologers, and I have some notes on that. But basically, there's an alignment that hasn't happened in 2,000 years and won't happen for another 2,000 years. And that current alignment is Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter in Capricorn, and Mars has now joined those planets, being that it's in retrograde currently. So right now, Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter in Capricorn with Mars also parked there is what they're saying is historical. And please know that this alignment has a lot to do with a lot of the shakeup that's going on in our society. Capricorn is widely known as the planet that rules the government, countries, the elite, I guess you could call them. So being that Capricorn is that bitch, if you don't mind. And your boy, R. Smelly, is a Capricorn too. Hello. I haven't seen you in a minute, his wifey. I'm glad to see you here. I was thinking about you recently, actually. Good to know you're doing well and you're well enough to be here. I appreciate you. As I was saying, right now, there's a lot of movement happening. Like right now, we've been in Pisces season for, let's see, I think from, let me get that, February 18th, and it ends March 19th. So in Pisces season, we're just kind of all over the place. I'm sure I'm not the only one to say that or to have experienced. There's a lot of emotion and a lot of just maybe uncertainty going on right now. A lot of people are experiencing still a lot of things that they need to let go of. I know I talked a lot about the end of last year about planting seeds and how all those seeds are coming into their fruition. Well, that's still happening. And the truth of the matter is that our official new year hasn't even started yet. It doesn't start until March 21st. So we're technically still at the end of the year. And once we move into this astrological new year, that's when all of the new changes start to emerge. So let me see what notes I have on this historical year. Let's see, the planetary lineups and some signs are strong. They influence us all on planet Earth. And that's why, it doesn't hurt to look this stuff up. I've been doing a lot of reading, research, and watching also videos of these people who are professionals in this field. And when you listen to how the planets relate to the movement of the planets and the signs relate to us as humans, it just kind of makes you wonder why this isn't something that we are pushed towards more in society to actually know about. I know a lot of people actually shun astrology. They feel that, it's devil's work or whatever you want to, however you want to put that. I want to just say that is ridiculous. And, a lot of people are out here with closed minds. They learn things as they grow up and they stick to those things when, usually what we need to do as adults is unlearn a lot of things that we learned growing up. So, I got all my mods in the building. Well, most of them. Miss Kim, if you're listening, you're missed. I know you're probably busy. And Pretty Ricky, what they call me. You may or may not be in the bushes because I know you tend to swoop in when the time calls. So I just wanted to put that out there. Hi, Daddy's Girl, 1973. Hello, good night. Yeah. So back to these planets. And there's a reason I'm bringing this stuff up. Yeah, I'm fascinated by it too, Alia. I feel that, it's just something that has a lot of impact on us and something we should know more about. We want to be able to steer our ship, for lack of a better term, as precisely as possible in this life. A surprise is good and all of that, but for the most part, we should have as much control as we can, and outside of that, we just leave it to prayer, right? So let me see here. So in Capricorn throughout 2020, Saturn has made a short voyage in Aquarius. It's going from the 23rd of March to July 3rd. So Saturn's going to move out of there right around the time the astrological new year starts. And it's going to go back into until December 18th of this year. So when that change happens, there's other movements that are going to happen too. But just know that this stuff is directing actual things that are happening here to us. And like I said, Capricorn is the sign that rules government, countries, elites. And so right now, a lot of things that are happening in Pisces season, because Pisces season is happening right now. Pisces season, what that means is a lot of secrets, a lot of lies, a lot of untruths. And so with that being said, how that relates to government, obviously look at what they're doing right now. They've unleashed this corona epidemic or outbreak. We got behind the scenes things happening that are going to play out at the end towards the middle to end of the year. We're going to see some things play out from things that are happening right now behind the scenes. When the new moon changes to Aries, that's going to change the game. And that's going to happen after the 19th of March. So I guess the 20th, around the new year, 21st. When that happens, Aries is a whole other story than Pisces. Aries is courage, bravery, truth. And with that, the full moon tomorrow in its fullest glory is going to be in Virgo. And what Virgo and the full moon means is that, paying attention to details. It's also paranoia and fear and health and hygiene are also big in that planet, in that sign. So you got the virus, you got people out here scared, paying attention to details. And to me, that means with relation to that is that, a lot of things are going to have to be, I guess, paid attention to that usually aren't. I hope you guys are doing the things you're supposed to do. And that's like, always washing your hands. These are things we should be doing anyway. The virus seems to be affecting. We have some deaths reported, a lot of scares happening in every state, it seems like. But a lot of the people who are dying, what it seems is that these are people who are already in the category of unhealthy, whether it's their age, predisposition to certain diseases, um, or current diseases in play with them. So you have to really pay attention. Speaking of paying attention to the details, pay attention to the details when you're reading about this stuff. And I wouldn't even put too much on it. Like, you really have to protect yourself by keeping your energy focused on you. So I'm looking in the chat. Priscilla, do me a favor. And some people are asking about how to donate. You could put up the info if you are able. Hi, Tanya Watson. Welcome. Dr. No, welcome. Aaliyah, I ain't scared, but I'm a germaphobe, so I've always washed my hands. I don't even like shaking hands. Exactly. Same here. So that's why I'm like, as long as you're doing everything you can, and if you're not doing everything you can, this is the time to step things up. And that also has to do with diet. The things you put in your body definitely, are part of being healthy. So, not to say I'm the healthiest person, but I'm mindful, and I think that's really where you start, is just being mindful of things. Let's see what else regarding this planetary stuff. So Jupiter's in front as far as our view is concerned. Saturn is behind Jupiter, and Pluto is behind Saturn. Pluto is the slowest moving planet, and this alignment will have an effect on the position of the Earth and on life on Earth itself, which is what I've been saying. Obviously, I'm going over my notes. Sorry. It's a very rare configuration. Okay. So Saturn, it's a very strong sign, and it's been in Capricorn since the 21st of 2017, since 12/21/2017. So that, kind of takes me to R. Kelly, because I think it was 2017 when Time's Up started getting on that ass and making him a little more miserable with regard to the things that we're that are out in public about him, protesting his concerts, stopping his bags. I'm just going over my notes, you guys. Sorry. Oh, let's see. So he had moving on to, well, let me go back to the coronavirus. So what's happening right now is that there's a paranoia energy that's going around. And with, like I said, Virgo, the full moon moving into Virgo, that is going to be more intense emotion, because we're still in Pisces season. And Virgo energy is about hygiene and health and getting into the details, like I said. And like, people are getting freaked out because certain products like hand sanitizer and face masks aren't as available. Travel is being affected, really limited, because they're putting bans on traveling to and from certain places. And all this stuff is strategic, It's not a coincidence. And I hope you guys, if you haven't already, gotten your real ID so you can travel out of your state. Every state is different with regard to the deadline for this. I would suggest you get it sooner rather than later. Yeah, so concerts and big events are being canceled. I heard LeBron talking about possibly not the fans not coming to games. Thank you, Yada Dada, for that donation. I love and appreciate you. Hey, Lola. So good to see you. Welcome back. All right, now y'all got me in the chat. Aaliyah, yep, it was 2017 because that's when the Savages came out about their daughter. Yep, exactly. So You're talking about coronavirus here. People, they're not going to restaurants as much, I'm hearing. We're being encouraged not to hug or shake hands. And the churches are even using this as reason to change up some stuff. I read the Catholic Church, they're not dispensing the holy water like they typically do. They're asking people to bring their own water so the priest can bless it. They're not wanting people to hug and handshake. So this thing is having a trickle effect in our society, affecting jobs and all kinds of stuff. Daddy's girl, I'm supposed to be traveling to Greece on April 2nd, and I'm not scared. I'm really excited. Absolutely. Don't let these people dampen, your spirits. But at the same time, I'm praying for you. I hope that travel goes well for you. Like I said, they're trying to make it very difficult. And what I see is that they're just wanting to limit travel and activity in general out in the world. Like I said, the concerts and the sporting events and things like that are being canceled. And a lot of people are just choosing to stay inside. And this is, like I said, is by design. Now, the only way to combat fear is with love and with kindness. So with that, I just say that when you feel the fear setting in, if you're maybe reading or listening to a report about this stuff, and you feel the fear setting in, turn to gratitude. You know what I mean? Just start being thankful for your current state and for your awareness and your ability to circumvent things happening to you personally by having faith and doing the things you should be doing. You know what I mean? Just do the right thing. At the end of the day, in every category you can think of, the best way to win is by doing the right thing. Hi, Mary Blue. Welcome. Welcome back. So, yeah. Let's see. So, like I said, technically the new year isn't even until the end of this month. So we're still shedding things. We're still purging, letting go of things that aren't aligned with us. Things, people, circumstances. If these things are disaligned, let them go. You'll be better for it on the other side. And this is the time that these shakeups, this is it right here. You want to be able to welcome new, awesome things, people, places, experiences into your life. When we change over, when this Pisces season turns into Aries season, which is truth and bravery and courage. Speak your truth. If you're a secret keeper, think about how your secrets are affecting other people. So, it's time to tell the truth, people. Rock and Robin, welcome back. Truth Warriors in the building. We'll say Truth Nation. Somebody tweeted me and said Truth Nation. I think that's dope. So, yes, please like the video if you haven't done so, and subscribe if you're new. I don't come on as often as I had previously. I don't even post as many videos as I have previously. However, I'm here. I'm going to be here. I'm going to continue with my content, however that goes. To be very honest with you, I have been a little bit in hermit mode, and that's due to this whole planetary stuff. I try to tap into spirit when it comes to the things that I do and the way that I move, and I don't like to go against the grain when it comes to what spirit is leading me to do. So if I'm being led to go into my shell or go into my little cocoon and do my research and my studying and grow in my own way, then that's what I'm going to do. Because unless I grow, me coming on here to me is pointless. I only like to really come here to shed light on things that I've learned things that I've experienced that I know would be a great help to other people. A lot of you do know that I'm a healer. I do practitioner meditations, which are for healing, for love. Um, I don't work well with negativity and conflict, although it is a natural part of life. I've just learned how to cope with it in a way where, it kind of comes and goes. There's a lot of things that are going on in and around in my life and around me that aren't, great. However, I make everything work for me to my best benefit. And even if it's just learning a lesson, you know what I mean? It just is what it is. So it's always about, for me, moving forward and onward and upward. And, sometimes we do have to pull back and do less, or what it may seem as if you're doing less. But if you go into your inner world and you're strengthening that relationship with your higher self, the Holy Spirit that lives within, that is doing the most work. That's doing the best work. That's being, your highest self, vibrating high when you connect to that inner self. So with all that being said, yeah, if you don't see me here, I'm here. You can, people message me all the time, asking different questions or asking if I'm going live or whatever. But, I encourage you to continue doing that. I love hearing from my warriors. So, let's see what you guys talking about here. Alia knows what's happening. I appreciate everybody who's here on this Sunday. I'm keeping track of the time because I'm not one that's gonna, I appreciate your time very much, and I'm not gonna just sit here and pander y'all for 2 and 3 hours. But are we throwing our signs out here? Let's see. I think I saw an Aries. Was that you, Yada? I'm a Cancer, so water sign. Super emotional, but at this point in life, I've learned to manage that. Oh yeah, I was a wreck though in my younger years. Anybody who knows me loves me though at this point. If you still know me right now, you gotta love me. But so yeah, don't let these people just, put so much fear in you that you stop living. Because that's what the whole purpose, to me, I believe it is to keep us from living our full lives. We have been given a great gift in this thing called life. Okay, Sagittarius, Priscilla. Okay, perfect. That's why I love you, girl. His wifey. Oh, you a Cancer? Hey, sis. Okay, Aquarius. Oh, you probably have a lot going on. Okay, Sagittarius, Lola. Rockin' Robin, I'm always trying to find my balance. My big brother and sister are Cancers. And what sign are you, Rockin'? I missed that, I think. You got Cancers all around you. Well, you have good people around you. I'll say that. We can be emotional and have our emotions on our sleeve and all that, but we're typically good people, very intuitive. Somebody gives you advice and they're Cancer, you might want to weigh it and think about taking it, because we're naturally intuitive people. So yeah, we're ushering in a new year astrologically. Spring is going to be here. If you didn't already turn your clocks ahead, so we're doing the spring forward tonight, right? Today. Most clocks are automatic, but there are a couple that I have to change manually, and I didn't even change them when the time fell back, so I don't have to do anything actually. Oh, you have 2 Cancer sisters, Priscilla. Well, I hope you're including me. If not, you make it 3. Oh, Rockin', you're a Libra and you have 2 Cancers around you. One of my best friends is a Libra from childhood. She and I are very, very, very different, but at the same time, we have a great time together. Yeah, definitely different, totally different breeds of people. I can't even imagine what you're dealing with. Oh, your husband's a Libra and you're Cancer? Okay. Well, like I said, one of my best friends is Libra. I could see that dynamic working. Okay, Lisa, you're a Libra. It's a lot of Libras. A lot of Libras, Cancers, Sagittariuses, I'm seeing. Yes, Cancers, we do rock, I have to say. I ride for my sign. Yeah, I don't like the time change either. I thought we were going to be able to vote the time change out. Wayne, you're a Cancer. Wow. I'm giving you a wow this time. My Cancer brother. But yeah, the time change is a hassle. I don't like I do like it lighter in the evening, but I think it's darker in the morning, right? I don't like that. Um, 26 years. His wifey forever. I guess that name is very fitting. You changed your title. It took me a minute to figure out who you were, girl. You had me kind of tripping for a minute because you have a wrench, and I'm like, who has a wrench with that name? But congrats to you on 26 years. Um, some of you may already know that I am widowed. I was married to a Sagittarius, wonderful man, and we would have been married 27 years this year, actually. I'm dating myself, but all that to say that Sagittariuses are definitely good people too. And it was a good match. So, Rock and Robin, me and my brother are the best of friends, but my sister is a little different, maybe because I'm the youngest. Well, hopefully you have relationships with both of them, and a lot of times that does happen. The dynamics, you're closer to one person rather than another because of a lot of different things, a lot of different reasons. Yeah, there are a lot. I think I draw the Cancer energy out of y'all. I think you guys are feeling me. I feel like pulling my cards out and doing a reading for Cancers. I've been doing a lot of, like I said, research on astrology and things. Um, and I think that I was thinking about starting to do the monthly or the monthly astrologies on my channel, because initially I was doing deceased, like artists and known celebrities, black people mostly, or yeah, actually all only. But I was thinking of moving it over to the signs, since that's what I'm into. Um, let's see. I'm reading the comments. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I need to get back to doing my readings on camera. I still have clients I work with on my cards, and I do them for me also sometimes. But Shannon Palmer, you're a Cancer too. Cancer Nation up in here. I love it. Oh, July 9th. Yeah. July Cancer. I'm June 20th. So I don't know if I should have put that out there. It's all good though. Um, I celebrated my birthday last year, as I usually do. I think I posted something, so it's not a secret. But okay, I love my Cancers. I appreciate you guys sharing that stuff. So back to our smelly. Let me get to my notes here. So yeah, so we're going to be changing our new moon to Aries soon, and like I said, there's going to be an energy shift. We're going to see a lot more of truth coming out of things, and hopefully, and that's what's bringing me now to this R. Smelly situation. He had court last Thursday on March 6th, and here's what we know: that the Illinois federal trial has moved to now October 13th, and this is due to the fact that the feds have raided. Well, they did a raid. I don't know if it was a raid or raids in plural, but it led to 100 plus digital devices that were confiscated. With that being said, it was mentioned that by the prosecution that new charges will be coming. There's a new victim. They're calling her victim number 7. Tabitha Robertson, welcome, and you're a Capricorn. I have a couple family members who are Capricorns, and we get along great. I don't know a lot about Capricorn, about as far as the characteristics, but I know you're at the top of the year, and like I said, it's Capricorn right now is that sign. Very strong sign. But yeah, so they confiscated over 100 devices. cell phones, iPads, probably hard drives, computers. Of course, Steve Greenberg poo-pooed the findings. Oh, they're not going to find anything. But he's the same guy who said that the feds aren't coming, right? So we don't usually listen to what Greenberg has to say. We know that the bond request was withdrawn from the docket, so it never even came up. That does not mean that that's a win in any case for him. If anyone thinks it is, then they aren't that smart. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the chat. I'm going back and forth with the astrology stuff because you guys are posting about birthdays, and I'm into it. Rock and Robin, 7-5, my brother, 720, my sis, and 725, my mom. Wow. Wow. And your mom is Virgo, 917. My mom's a Virgo too, 919. And me, 10-8. Wow. You guys are all lined up. A lot of Cancer and Leo, right? Okay. But yeah, over 100 devices confiscated. So because of that, they pushed the court date back to October. They got a lot of stuff to comb through, and they've already mentioned another victim, another charge because of another victim. So what else do we know? The feds are ordered by the judge to provide the witness list 45 days before trial versus 30 days. They were fighting for 30 days, but the judge called it a compromise and asked them to give it to them 45 days ahead of the trial. So, you know, if anything, they probably want that list so they can try to intimidate people. So if anything, they're going to get themselves in just deeper water if they try anything with that witness list, with that information. The prosecution was also ordered to hand over any info on witnesses about any drug, alcohol, or psychological history with their witnesses. They had already stated in a rebuttal to this motion by the defense that they don't have that information on their witnesses. It doesn't relate to their testimony with regard to our smelly. So why they're asking for this from the prosecution when they say they don't have it. So the judge, what they ordered is that if they do come across this information, is that they are to hand it over to the judge so the judge can review it in camera, and it may or may not be handed over to the defense. So it wasn't like an order to go dig up the information on these people. It was basically saying, if you have or come across this information, then you need to turn that over to the court. You guys, we have a lot of Virgo moms here too. Like I said, my mom's a Virgo. I think Virgo might be a good mom for a Cancer because we can be, especially when we're young, we need a lot of guidance. And Virgos are very organized and detailed and thoughtful. Marcus X Sarah. I hope I say that right. Welcome back. Peace and light to you also, my brother. I see you on Instagram doing your thing. Tabitha, they really need to let that man go and leave him be until proven guilty. Oh, you think they need to let him go? I'm really curious about that because I feel that there's a reason they're not letting him go. They're not just keeping him just because they feel like it. They're keeping him because he's a threat. He's done a lot of harm. He's on videotape. Let's not forget that. They have 4 tapes. They say that his face is right in the camera. So, you know what, y'all could have left that message up there. That's all good. I don't, if somebody wants to voice their opinion on the fact that they feel he should be free, that's fine. I mean, that it's not very disrespectful. I mean, I think it's just sharing their opinion. But, anyway, it's all good. A Scorpio mom, yeah, Leah? I'm sure that's interesting. I have a lot of good Scorpio friends too, actually. Let's see, Priscilla, the defense has no money to investigate. RK can't remember who the victims are. Yeah, you know what? That's actually a good point. Maybe that's why they're asking the prosecution to do their job for them. They don't have the resources that they need in order to do the job, and that includes competent attorneys. Because in my opinion, the clown show that he's working with now are a disgrace. And if I weren't so, I guess, thrilled by the fact that he is in jail with no bond in sight, facing 3 trials and a mountain of charges, I would be a little up in arms about somebody not really defending somebody to the fullest as they should. But in this case, it's what he deserves, I think. And, I believe he does have the option to change his counsel out. So he must love what they're doing for him. We don't know what they're telling him behind closed doors, the bars. They're probably telling him, you know what, just sit tight. We're working all this out, and this is going to be time served for you at the end of the day. So just hang out. So maybe he's just having faith. Maybe he's just, I don't know, being blind as he was doing when he was out. He never addressed any of this stuff. I don't understand why people get so upset about the fact that, he's being kidnapped and all this stuff. Has he ever come out, aside from the Gayle King interview, which was a top moment of last year? Aside from that, has he ever really come out and said categorically that he hasn't done this and that, like specifically address the women, the girls, the charges? I know that he had that song, I Admit, which was a joke. Probably his way of trying to say that he's done some things. And I think if we go back to all of his music, we probably will find the answer to all the stuff throughout the years. Because it seems that's where he, talks about his life and his business. But I want to say too, let's see. So what else did we learn from court on Thursday? I think that's pretty much it as far as I know. Am I missing anything? Priscilla, I Bruce Greenberg didn't even know about the 100 devices. Right. He claims he doesn't know about anything. You would think that he's not really his attorney. I mean, I just really question why he feels the need to say this stuff publicly. No one's forcing him to do press conferences. A lot of cases like this, which we've really never seen a case like this. This is an unprecedented situation. But with this type of case, you don't typically see the attorneys out in front of the media as much as we do Greenberg. It does make you question his real agenda. What is his real purpose? It seems that it's really just being in front of the camera, getting that camera time, which is why he's probably going to be trying to drag this stuff out as long as he can. I think he even made comment that this stuff is going to be dragged out because there's going to be motion after motion after motion. Every motion the defense presents, the prosecution has to come back and answer. And then the judge has to give an order on it. So, these processes end up taking time. And as time goes on, next thing you know, it's been a year. He's already been in jail since July 11th. So more than 6 months at this point. We're going into a year that he's just being held. And it's definitely not an unjust holding. He's being held because he has a history and patterns of behavior, as well as the current charges that are against him are for coercion of witnesses from his first trial. Hi, D. Hameen, the engaged one. Welcome back. Let's see, Rockin' Robin. He can't remember those darn lies that he's told, hence he's not saying anything. Yeah, why he's not saying anything? Because he can't remember. If Aliyah, then if Greenberg doesn't know anything, how can he claim his client is innocent? I mean, I know it's a part of his job. Well, yeah, that he's just doing that. He's admitted previous to taking this case. If you Google him, you'll see some quotes from him. He likes defending guilty people because it's a rush for him. This guy, he's a clown. I don't think he gives two squats about R. Smelly. He doesn't, I don't think he's even doing all he can for this case, or, he and his team or the people that are working with him. They had a Last Supper where only 7 out of 28 at a very nice restaurant. Wait, what? I'm missing something, Priscilla. Oh yeah, you like Truth Nation, Rockin' Robin? I like that too, actually. Truth Nation, I love. But Warriors, that's my theme, because Warriors, we don't put up with the BS. You got to fight and keep the fight going. And when I say fight, I mean with love, of course. You got to, balance everything out with love, all this other stuff. Balance it with love and kindness. Let's keep that energy going. So there's a documentary that's coming out. I'm sure you guys have seen the previews. It's called Precedence. I had seen previous clips and just kind of brushed it off as some like bootleg thing. But when I saw these most recent previews, they actually looked a lot more clean. There was information that came out in one of them where Azriel admitted to Sylvester R. Kelly making her do number 2 in a cup and then proceeding to eat it, which we've heard this before from Dominique Gardner, if you guys recall, or from her mother. I think her mother is the one who actually spoke on it. But he's a sick individual. He's a sick individual. I don't, there was a phone call also at the end of this clip where she's talking to Sylvester R. Kelly and telling him she loves him and that, she hopes he makes it to trial. I believe were her words. I thought that was interesting. And does that hint to a suicide? It's been, reported that he has had suicide pacts with previous girlfriends, if you want to call them girlfriends. I don't even think that term should be used with regard to these women. All right, look, you guys, I'm in the chat. Let Tabitha let her comments stay up. It's fine. And everyone has their own opinion, and that is correct. Nobody has I think it's just that we all have our opinion over here. And if there's an opposite or opposing opinion that comes, an adverse opinion, that's all good. Just keep it respectful. It's all good. It's all love over here, sweetie. All right. So again, back to this documentary. I believe the person who shooting the documentary was the same one who filmed that fight between Azriel and Joycelyn. Shabazz, I think is his name. I'm sure you guys already got a download on one of Dr. Rogers's lives or videos that she did about the trial. About the hearing on Thursday. One of the bloggers got thrown out the court because he was recording, which is stupid. In a federal building, that's a no. And there was supposedly also a kerfuffle, an argument or fight between this guy Shabazz and one of the other fan bloggers. So there were a lot of there was a lot of action going on in Chicago around this court hearing on Thursday. Now, one thing I want to address is that somebody also let me know, one of these bloggers kept bringing up the fact that R. Smelly was abused as a child himself. And I want to say that, and they were basically saying that the documentary is covering that and how it's so good because it goes back before what happened with these girls, blah, blah, blah. Well, I do want to address that because there were a lot of people, there are people, a lot of people who have been abused as a child. And if every one of abused persons were to do what he's doing, what kind of world would we be living in right now? Being an abused child is not an excuse to abuse other people. It is not an excuse. This man is in his 50s. This man had a lot of influence over the years, a lot of money where he could have done a lot of good things. He could have helped a lot of people. But instead, he did the opposite. So, in my opinion, his childhood abuse shouldn't even be a factor. It shouldn't even, honestly. I mean, it's something that can be mentioned, but it's not an excuse for his behavior. Period. So, I just want to say, I guess we're all looking out for this documentary. I read that they didn't have distribution for it. I don't know if that's still the case, because if I had a medium to help distribute this thing, I would be all over it as a business person. So I'm pretty sure it'll get picked up at on some level where we're gonna be able to see it. You know, I'm keeping my eyes and ears open. I wasn't really I wasn't looking for it, to be honest with you, prior to seeing those clips. Um, Tabitha. Let's see. It's all good. You don't have to apologize for coming in the chat. It's not an issue. Um, but anyway, so yeah, it broke my heart to hear Azrael speak on the things that she had gone through with this man, this subhuman. Um, you know, as a parent, to have your communications cut off with your child is hurtful, regardless of how old they are. I mean, I'm obviously, if they're underage, that's it's probably, I can't even describe how that must feel. But as an adult, if you have an adult child and you are cut off from them, however that is, especially if there's another adult in the middle of it, and then to hear that they're being abused, they were being abused and made to eat feces and things of that nature while your communication was cut off from them. I don't know how any parent or loved one of someone in this situation held it together, because I would probably be locked up right along with them. Well, actually, he wouldn't be locked up. He would be underneath the dirt, because, I'm a very protective parent. And I can't even imagine. I just couldn't imagine. Yes, Priscilla. I know, Priscilla, a lot of abused people chose not to go that route to hurt others. And I'm sorry for this may trigger people. This stuff triggers when you read and hear about the abuse. It's very triggering. But I definitely wanted to just make sure to relay that, yeah, being abused does not excuse abusing. I just want to put that out there. Aaliyah is saying, agreeing with Priscilla, as an abused, if anything, you become more sensitive. She's saying she became more sensitive to children. It makes you want to love them more. Priscilla saying that documentary preview seems to show a lot of different sides. Goddess, you were saying distribution problems. Yeah, I was saying that I saw in it's posted on a YouTube channel where people were asking in the comments, when is it coming out? And the channel operator was responding that they were still not, they didn't have a distributor yet. So I guess they were still shopping it. That's what I heard last. At this point, it could be picked up. From what I saw, I definitely feel that somebody with any sense and with the resources to distribute that will do it. Lola, it is a dang nasty individual to make another person eat feces. Makes you wonder what was if it was done to him. Oh yeah, I do feel that he experienced that himself. I definitely feel that way, and I also feel that for him to humiliate his victim is one of the ways he keeps them in check, in a sense. Just like with having them sign these false letters of admissions to stealing from him and things like that. And also having them do things on camera that he can later use against them. I wouldn't be surprised. She said that, I think in the preview, she said that it was filmed, her doing that. So I feel that he probably did film her, and he probably does those things to keep his victims in check. Look, if you say anything, I'm going to show the public this videotape or this video. You know, this is what we're dealing with. This is a monster. I'm just trying to think what else. I think that's all I really want to talk about. Mercury is still in retrograde, but it's moving out on the 10th. And it's going to be going direct. So just in a few days. And there is a shadow period that follows that for another week or so. But yeah, we're finally moving out of Mercury retrograde. And if you guys aren't aware, Mercury in retrograde pretty much means disruption. A lot of times it affects technology, it affects communication. If you know anything about it, you know you shouldn't really make decisions, especially big decisions. When this is happening, you really want to stay as low key as possible when Mercury is in retrograde. So with Mercury moving out of retrograde, we got the full moon moving into Virgo. We got the new moon moving out of Pisces and into Aries. And just a lot of different movements, which is going to shift the vibration. It's going to shift the energy in society. And we're going from confusion and lies and secrets and uncertainty into courage and bravery and truthfulness. So, and just a lot of different things. I'm all over the place because I'm so excited actually about the stuff I'm learning. Like I said, I may come back with I'm just trying to figure out exactly how I want to manage this channel, because I also have a podcast. I only tested it with the video that I had already done. I haven't really done anything with it, but I'm trying to debate if I'm going to use that for strictly maybe the esoterical stuff, and then maybe keep this one. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I'm just want to reinstate or reiterate reiterate that I'm here, whether I'm posting weekly or not. I'm active online. I'm on Instagram, on Twitter. If you look in the description, you'll find my @s there. You can feel free to message me if you have questions, or if you just want to chop it up. I'm open. And again, to all of you, thank you for spending your time. My mods, especially Priscilla, Yada, thank you guys so much. And his wifey, I don't know if you're still here, Aaliyah, Lola, Rockin' Robin, I appreciate you guys. And anybody in the bushes, what's up to you as well. And if you're getting this on the replay, I appreciate you. Leave me a comment and let me know you stopped by. I know I see a lot of the people that I usually see in the chat aren't here, so they'll probably hit me on the replay. And I want to say what's up to you guys and a great thank you also. Hey, Mertrice, you coming in on the tail end of this one. You're going to probably have to hit the replay on us. But, oh, you're here. Okay, his wifey. Thank you. I wanted to say thank you to you. I want to just say, Mertrice, if you hit the replay, we've talked about astrology and how it's affecting us and this R. Kelly situation, and his last hearing that he had and the things that we've learned. We also talked about our signs, our planetary signs. We got a lot of Cancers and Sagittariuses and Libras in the house, right? So I guess I'm going to end it here, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Love you. And hit that like on the way out if you haven't hit it, and subscribe if you haven't done so. And until next time, peace.